Hello friends! Silly me forgot to film an intro, so I just wanted to welcome you to today's video. In this clip, I'm heading up to the meadows for the start of cherry blossom season. So our special guest for the day is Rachel! So we just met up and we both got the bus here because it was, well, we were kind of a long distance from the meadows, plus it wasn't the best weather, and now it's blue skies and sunny, so I look like I'm dressed for autumn. Rachel's a little bit more, you're a little bit more spring-like, dressed to match the cherry blossoms. So we're just gonna have a wander, look at the cherry blossoms, and I think get a tea or coffee somewhere soon. So we're looking for somewhere to have our drink. First of all, we tried Beatnik Coffee because I heard a lot of good stuff, but because I've obviously heard a lot of good stuff, so has everyone else, and it's super busy, so no seats for us. And then we saw that kind of very interesting place back there, but they weren't open. Oh, Rachel's showing me something. So I've just left Rachel, she's headed home, and I'm heading home as well. I'm sheltering under this door because it started to rain, so at least I don't feel so silly about wearing my sort of winter jacket today, because it is quite chilly actually. Anyway, I just wanted to have a quick chat before I continued walking home, because we visited a new cafe. I think it was called 7, and I think the staff were really lovely, and they had quite a few different cakes that looked lovely too. As for the drinks, they were just okay. I was a little bit disappointed because I saw that they had quite a few shabui teas, like loose leaf jars, and we actually had a talk about it with the person who works there too. And when I ordered the green tea, she told me they were actually sold out of the green tea and the shabui, and it would be a tea bag. So I asked about the jasmine, and it seemed to be fine, but I think we just had a misunderstanding, and the jasmine was also a tea bag, so yeah, it wasn't the best tea unfortunately. And Rachel's coffee, she said it was just fine, it was okay. So they do a lot of food there, so maybe it's actually more of a food place that also sells drinks rather than a cafe with really lovely drinks. So just wanted to let you know and be honest about that. Anyway, gonna head back, I think, through Princess Street Gardens, because I saw when I was on the bus earlier that the cherry blossoms are out. Sorry, I'm acting a little bit awkward because there are people walking by. Anyway, let's go to Princess Street Gardens and then back home. So that's me back home. I've just made myself a cup of tea, got back into my onesie because it's just the comfiest, sort of coziest thing to wear while editing, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 hours, I think. I've got 2 hours till I need to be at my friend's for dinner, and I'm really hoping to finish this video and have it sort of uploaded or downloaded, maybe not uploaded, before I go. So that is my goal. On my walk back, I didn't film it, but I popped into a shop to get a pizza because I'm going to Nadia's tonight and she's doing the sort of salad and stuff and I'm bringing the pizza. So yeah, I just nipped into Marks and Spencer's because it was the nearest and I actually have a gift card. So I was like, perfect, I'll just use my gift card, get the pizza. It happened to be on sale, everything was going so well. And then I got to the till and there was an inordinate amount of people. I've never seen this many people in a queue at Marks and Spencer's or kind of anywhere really, unless it's some sort of store opening. Massive queue to the self-checkouts. But I figured it would be fine because it tends to kind of go through quite quickly. And then there was an announcement saying that Marks and Spencer's internet was down, so nobody could pay with contactless, their phones and gift cards as well. So it was fine. I ended up paying for it. I had my card with me, thankfully. But quite a lot of people just pay by phone nowadays. So many people had to leave the queue and leave the shop. But I just thought it was crazy because the last time I filmed my early spring diaries, I was also in M&S when their internet went down. So I'm not in there that often. And the last twice I was in there, they've had issues, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But anyway, I got the pizza, all is well, and I've come home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit tired now for some reason. But I think once I get into work, I will kind of wake up and sort of be a little bit more motivated. I'm so pleased. The video is edited and downloading just in time for me to head out. It's literally, I think, 5 or 10 to 5, so really need to get going now. Because I'm visiting my friend Nadia, who is such a close, dear friend of mine, and I feel very comfortable in front. I'm very much considering just keeping my onesie on because we're having pizza, as I mentioned, and pizza gives me a food baby like nothing else. I just blow up like a little balloon for some reason. If I have bread, I'm fine. If I have cheese, I'm fine. Something about the combination or whatever is in pizza causes me to really blow up. So I'm very tempted to just keep my onesie on and be extra comfy. And then I think I'll just throw on a really long coat over the top, and hopefully I won't run into anybody that I know. And yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Anyway, let's get going. Hello! Look at this. They're so pretty. Oh, the last one.
Finish up of the ring.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Let's put that.
I'm sorry, this isn't the best lighting at all, but I am back home and I had the loveliest time just hanging out with Nadia this evening. We had pizza, we had snacks, we watched a movie. Actually, we watched half of a movie because, as what typically happens with us, something distracts us and we end up sort of abandoning the movie halfway through and just chatting for the rest of the evening, which is what happened. But I think she was enjoying it. It was the first time that she's ever watched the Lord of the Rings series and she wanted to watch it with somebody. So I've seen it quite a few times. I've read The Hobbit, I've read some of the Lord of the Ring books. I haven't finished the last one, so when I was talking to her about it, I was like, I really need to finish the last book so I can complete the trilogy in my mind. But this last thing that we talked about before I headed home, which I'm really excited to share with you, is she's been wanting to visit Jupiter Artland in Edinburgh, just outside of Edinburgh, for the longest time. She's been literally talking about it for years and she's never done it. I visited, I think, pre-COVID, potentially. And I visited with my friends Ashley and James, and we had a lovely time. But since then, they've definitely added some more exhibitions, and it's just quite a few things that they've added I've obviously never seen when we were looking at the pictures. So I think the plan is to do it one day this week because she's on holiday. So would love to bring you along, and that's my plan. As long as the weather forecast stays true, it looks nice-ish at the moment. As long as it's not torrential rain, we'll be doing that this week. And I've never gone by public transport, so I'm looking forward to bringing you along and seeing if it's quite easy to go by bus from Edinburgh. Then, you know, I would highly recommend going if you're visiting Edinburgh for maybe a week or more. This could be a really fun summer activity to do. So hopefully we're doing that one day this week, and I'm definitely going to bring you along if we do. The other thing I wanted to quickly talk to you about, I've started a new book because, I'm still reading Full Circle. My mum came to visit for about a week, so I haven't finished that off yet, but I also found this book recently in a little library. I heard a lot of things about this book. It has pretty good reviews on Goodreads, and I'm intrigued. I've only read a few pages today, and at the moment I'm not maybe sold on the writing style, but I'm going to continue and see how we get on. And that's what I like about little libraries, because you can so easily take a chance on a book, and if you don't like it, it's maybe a really good book, but if it's just not your preferred writing style or kind of genre, if you're just really not vibing with the book, it's, you know, you can just pop it back in and somebody else will really enjoy it. So anyway, I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to brush my teeth and get into my nest and head off to bed. Anyway, thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Night, friends.